Este segmento es presentado por Macro Plaza Mall, el lugar especial en Pasadena, Texas.
The key so far is we've had a lot of home games, but obviously that helps, and we know how important home games are in this league, and they're must-win games, especially against the Western Conference team. So obviously we started on a fast track, and it's imperative that we start getting points on the road this year, and we've done that in our two games so far. In Colorado, we played well, and obviously LA we played well. Just unfortunate on my part a couple times. So we're there. We just improve and keep building on what we've been doing.
Seattle, very tough game for us. No secret, it's a very tough environment. Not tough, nice environment. It's beautiful, always crowded, always good, full of people, full of fans, and very good team. So it's gonna be a very tough game, but it's gonna be a beautiful game, and it's gonna help us to see what is our level right now. If we can continue keeping a good level and good competitiveness, not only at home but also away.
Sure, Coach. Yeah, thoughts on the Minnesota match and how you guys are feeling heading into Houston this weekend?
Well, no new additional injuries. That was one good thing about it. A draw. We haven't collected a lot of points recently, so that's still something that's a little bit concerning. But overall, again, I thought the team came back, going down a goal. Minnesota's got some quality players. That was a better team than they had last year. Adrian's doing a great job, so that was a tough place to play. Stadium was gorgeous. The turf needs a little bit of seasoning. It's kind of the same like when Kansas City put their turf down a few years back. It took them a while to get it figured out. I think once they do that, that'd be one of the marquee stadiums in our league. But there's no place like home, and we're happy to get our next two games at home.
How nice was it seeing Raul and Will Bruin back?
Great. I mean, they were good weapons to have coming off the bench.
My athletic colleague Sam Skateschool is reporting that the deal to bring Joven back to Seattle is done. He's a player you know very well.
Yeah.
Can you comment on what he could potentially bring to your team?
Well, I will comment on deals that are completely done, as far as I know. Now, I can march into Garth, and he might give me the okay, but obviously we know Joven well. And if he comes back, it would be be icing on the cake a little bit, because we have a very talented team. So, always happy to have, talented players come back to our squad.
And you've had a team that's played very well so far this year. The deadline's today. I mean, could you stand to use a couple upgrades, or are you worried about how that could impact chemistry with your group?
We always are looking to upgrade the team. That's part of pro sports. I think when you talk about team chemistry, look, guys are going to be upset if somebody comes and takes their spot. That's again part of being a pro. How do I manage those situations with as much honesty as I can, and tell them it's always competition, it's pro sports, and the guys that buy into the entire team concept that we've tried to build, where the team is first. I mean, it's their team. I've said that on record many times. It's your team. It's not my team. It's not Adrian's team. It's actually your team. You guys are the ones that do the hard work every day. The guys that get it, the guys that stay around and do their jobs and fight for their positions, those are the kind of guys coaches want to have around.
Do you like actually having more pieces than you know what to do with, though?
Well, it makes my job harder. I'm not going to lie, but if you want to win championships, why wouldn't you want to have a couple of additional pieces? I mean, I've already lost sleep about guys like Ship and Will, and Handwalla had a couple good runouts. Nuhu, obviously. I mean, I've lost sleep about not being able to play those guys. But again, that's just part of my job. I have to accept that. And I have to make sure that I do the best job I can with the entire group, so that they believe in the team, they believe in each other, and they work for each other. That's my biggest job.
Given the schedule compression and the Gold Cup, how important will it be to have some extra reinforcements coming in?
Well, there's injuries, there's international call-ups, Gold Cup, all of that sort of stuff. The long slog of an MLS season. I think by my last count, there could be potentially 6 guys missing for Gold Cup, maybe even 7. So having a few extra players around certainly is going to help.
Houston's off to a great start this year.
Flying start.
What have you seen from what Wilmer's got going on down there, and what are you expecting from him?
He already is a good coach, but he's transforming his team a little bit into something that's not quite the, let's rope a dope and, keep 3 guys up. He has more nuance in his tactics. He's done a great job there. They are deservedly in the mix as one of the top teams in our league. Elise, you guys know, he's quality. Manotas, Oniak's having a good, last part of his career. So they've got good talent.
For a lot of fans of the league, though, everyone talks about the LAs and the Atlantas and stuff. Is Houston kind of like one of those teams flying under the radar that a lot of people just don't know about? Or
They did it a couple years ago. They did it a couple years ago as well. Colorado with Mascheroni. Everybody kills Colorado these days, but a couple years ago they made it to a conference final. So yeah, the league is built on parity, and Houston is flying under the radar, but not so much anymore because we all know how good they are.
Anything you can say specifically about your center back depth? I'm sure you don't want to comment on this Javier Arriaga, but just generally about center back and how you feel about that position right now.
Well, look, I am blessed to have 3 tremendous starting level center backs. Okay, Chad has made it known that he's probably not going to continue. We're always looking for the future. Campbell, Sam Rogers, some of the young guys coming up. Center back is a very important position. So we need to make sure that the team, again, the organization, continues to look for quality players that fit what we want to do and our culture, all of those little things. And, if we can find the right guy, then we'll make signings.
You said Chad had made known he doesn't want to continue. I'm assuming that's at the end of after this year, or it's an open question at the end of the year.
He will, at the end of the year, talk to me and say, do you want to continue or do you not? That's what I meant by that saying. We've already had that discussion. We're going to go through the year. He's been a really, really good player for a lot of years. It's his decision. We're going to talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, sure. Steph, what was it like playing up there in Minnesota, seeing Ozzy again and getting a point on the road?
It was a difficult match. We had our chances. They had some chances. I liked the way we fought back after going down a goal. And like I said, were able to create some chances. And unfortunate not to get 3 points, but I think some positives to take from it, right? You can always look at games in multiple ways, and you can sit there and be disappointed that we didn't get 3 points, but I think we can get the attitude and the mentality we have. We can get something positive out of that. That was great. We got chances. We came back from being down a goal in a difficult place. I think they showed us a lot of respect. That can also be taken as a positive. So I'd rather look at those things than say, oh, we screwed up and we missed 2 points. So who knows? That point might be different, the difference down the road. And we just got to keep the train rolling. But now at home, it's time to get back on the winning train and get 3 points, maximum points.
Yeah. Thoughts on this Houston Dynamo team that's come out to a hot start to the season?
Yeah, they've been great. I think they've played their role well as well. Kind of playing into that flying under the radar. I've noticed, and I think our players have noticed. They're a good side. They're dangerous. I think they're very, very efficient with their touches. They don't fuss about possessions and stuff. They are quick on the counter. They're explosive on their attack, and very dangerous. So a handful and something we have to be ready for.
So you've been through transfer windows many times. What is the attitude in the team when you hear about players coming in that are new to the group or old to the group, as it may be? But what's the attitude of the team? What's the mood like? Is there like a tension? Is it excitement?
These things are all out of our hands. I think you guys get more excited about these things than we do. because for us, we have to look at the reality. And right now, there isn't a new player here, and the players that are here. And those are the ones that we can work with and try to make this team better. If tomorrow a new player shows up, we try to incorporate that player. Whether he's new, whether he's old, doesn't really matter. Hopefully he was brought in here for a reason. That's why we have good scouts and a decent staff that make sure the acquisitions we make are the right ones. But us as players, I think that's none of our concern really. Would it be nice to have some players back that have been here before and have done well? Sure. Maybe that's an incentive for a GM because they know how they may fit into the team. We've seen it before. We know what they bring to the team in the locker room as well. But I think for us players, it's more important to look at the squad we have and work with the squad we have and do to the best ability with what we got.
You've had some two interesting situations.
Sí, sabemos lo complicado que van a ser estos partidos que nos vienen. Tenemos un partido difícil contra Seattle, pero creo que el equipo pues se encuentra muy bien, en perfectas condiciones. Venimos haciendo las cosas de la mejor manera. Gracias a Dios pues he tenido la oportunidad el día sábado de poder jugar unos minutos. Me he sentido muy bien y espero pues seguir trabajando para seguir pues teniendo minutos.
Este segmento fue presentado por Macroplaza Mall, el lugar especial en Pasadena, Texas.